we both see each other and connect and look at each other and know what's going to happen in a sense, but yeah, know that we both need to kind of like go through a journey to get to that point.
And there is a bit of sadness in this recognition of realizing that we are together, you know, we are the old, you know, weds, but at the same time we are not quite there, you know, there is something that kind of separates us, so we can't really be united, and there is this kind of sense of like, this is actually painful. And I, as the Green Man, as the Winter King, feel this desire and underground full devotion and understanding that this feminine power is something I need to embrace into my life.
And just to clarify as well, when we're talking about feminine and masculine, it's nothing to do with genders, it's more kind of like that yin and yang within kind of thing, and all those different characteristics that are assigned to those archetypes in a way. And
they're just attributes which only make sense in relation to each other, and they don't have an absolute. And it's a way to describe reality in a way that we're trying, in a reality which tends to be dualistic, we're trying to find a way to describe attributes in relation to each other.
Yeah, so for my intention, it's this idea of like freeing the voice of the oppressed, so people that don't have a large voice, like the earth or animals, or people who are just generally disadvantaged and don't have a lot of space basically to be free to have a voice. And that's a big part of me at Fire Arch, where I kind of am like keening that, again, it's a duality that exists in society where either we're oppressed or oppressors. It's inspired by a book called The Pedagogy of the Oppressed, and talks about how to break free of this duality we need to envision a new world where we don't have that anymore, because often people who become oppressors have been oppressed themselves, and it's just a continuous cycle throughout history. But the way that we can break free of it is kind of like uniting, having experienced oppression, and just envisioning a world of balance that doesn't have that stuck duality anymore. Related to the Beltane story, it's like the whites are an extension of the May Queen and the reds are an extension of the Green Man. How reds and whites kind of exist in duality with each other. Like I used to see reds and whites that you kind of evolve from reds into whites kind of thing, and how you go from outer experiences to inner processes and all that sort of stuff, but actually they're not, one's not better than the other. It's more like this duality of each other. They exist for the other to exist in a way, and like how you're always in that constant flux between them. You're always going out and then coming back in and then going out. It's like the infinity knot is a symbology of that.
And there is this idea of constant, the change, which the only things that is constant in life is change. So there is a cycle between one polarity to the other, and there is this constant swing for one.
Yeah.